WolfGxngDon, never lagging. 2K bills to the fraction, breaking it down to the pound, puts news and views on tips to get you cracking. It don't stop till we on top, boy, brick by brick, we gotta build. Give a like and drop a sub, this WolfGxngDon, you know it's real. Never chill, sauce it up, we stacking, getting bills. Peep the traction, getting badges, 2K champ, this how it feels. This the dawn, yeah, running it up, no time to play. You know what's on, yeah, the greatest builds inside 2K.
What is good, YouTube? It's your boy Don back here with another build video, man. And today I got one of the most balanced lockdown builds I think I've seen so far in 2K. And this one was from the 2K Labs website, man. So, all right, we're going to make this small forward. Handing this up to you. Jersey numbers up to you. This build does get shades of Kawhi Leonard. And I'll probably say this is the best Kawhi type build that I've seen. So we got 6'8", 208 pounds, 7'6" wingspan with a solid body shape. Now we can go ahead and continue into these attributes, man. There are a few things that make this build really good, man. The finishing is one of those things. So in order to get posterizer on silver, you will have to add an extra badge. You do get limitless takeoff on gold as well, but you know, that one's kind of hard to core. So if you did try to core that one, I don't really have a method for that just yet, but I'm working on it. So we got 76 for the close shot, 73 for the driving layup. And you know, if you want that gold limitless, you already know we got to go to 86 to get it. Now for the standing dunk, we're going to take this up to a 54. And that's a decent amount of finishing badges. Like I said, I tried to make this build, you know, from the website, but I did also want it to be balanced. So now time for the 3-point shot. We're going to go with an 83. Now that is the sweet spot. If you're trying to save some points on a build you're trying to make, 83 is the spot because that gets you silver agent threes. Now for the mid-range shot, we're going to take this up to a 76 to get those 20 shooting badges. And last but not least, for the shooting category, we're going to go ahead and take the free throw up to a 74. Now as long as you're in that 70-ish range, you'll be all right as far as free throws go. Now for the pass accuracy, we're gonna take this up to a 75, and that's like the sweet spot to unlock that like LeBron style passing. And it's one of like the faster passing styles in the game. We're gonna take the ball handle up to a 71, and this is purely for playmaking badges. And then the speed of ball, we're gonna take this up to a 62. Now, the thing about the ball handle on this build, you are not a primary ball handler. I would not suggest dribbling down the court. You see, we only got 13 playmaking badges. If you can't get unpluckable on your build, and this one can't because 13, you need at least 15 to get into tier 3. If you can't get unpluckable, bro, don't try to dribble. You're gonna get ripped, bro. That's just a little tip from me. And the defense on this build is obviously going to be like crazy OP. We got 81 for the interior defense, and with that, you will be able to stop a lot of the people trying to run to the rim. For the perimeter defense, we're going to take this up to a 92. And if you know anything about perimeter D, that does unlock clamps. Now for steals, man, we got to take this up to a 95. You got to be able to play the passing lanes heavy. Get on ball steals heavy. Like this build is made for just that. And then for the block, we're gonna take this up to a 93, and that's gonna get you that gold anchor, man. So I know a lot of people think, you know, paint defense kind of sucks in this game. I couldn't disagree more, bro. Paint defense is actually really decent. You just gotta have the things that you need in order to play it. You know, that just is what it is. Offensive rebound, we're gonna take that up to a 50, and defensive rebound, we're gonna take that up to an 85 to unlock that silver rebound chaser, man. This build is very balanced so far. The badges, we got 15 finishing badges. Like I said, add 1, get posterizer on silver, 20 shooting badges, so this build can spot up, it can hit those shots. Like you still want to be able to shoot. Then we got 13 playmaking just to be able to get all the things that you do require for playmaking. And then 27 of them things on defense. Now for the speed on this build, we're gonna take this up to an 83. You need a higher speed on this build to be able to move off ball. You know, we guarding people. You gotta be able to move. For the strength, we're gonna take that down to a 56. The strength is good. Now for the vertical, we're gonna take this up to a 75. And then last but not least, take that stamina up to a 91. And this is the build right here. Let me know what y'all think about it down in the comment section, man. All right, let's keep it going. So for the takes, I would go limitless range and perimeter badge drop. You can switch that around, but what's special about this build is that it does get rim protector take as well, man. So all right, let's go ahead and continue so I can show you these shades of. I hate the name on this build. I've talked about it in previous build videos. I hate the name, but we got Gerald Wallace, Mikal Bridges, and then Kawhi Leonard. Like I said, had to make another Kawhi build. The last one wasn't quite there defensively, so I went ahead and improved it a little bit. Comes out as a two-way inside-out scorer. Like I said, hate the build name. That inside-out scorer, inside-out shot creator, any of those, 2K need to come up with some different names, bro. I know y'all can hot patch some names in there, man. Get us something nice, man. Just come up with something new so we can, you know, have difference and have a difference in all the builds. But all right, time to get into those badges because a build is not great without the badges. But on the badges for this build, like I said, this build is very balanced. So there's a few different things you can do. You can make it for an inside or like a perimeter lock. I'm more so going for that perimeter lock. But we'll talk about some of the things that you could do in order to change up the build just a little bit so you can play like some interior D as well. I feel like this build can guard the 1 through 5. But all right, man, let's get into those badges. Now, starting off with finishing, we do have Posterizer, Cord, and Tier 3. This is the easier one of these two, even though you do get Limitless Takeoff a little bit higher. I would highly suggest focusing on Posterizer because truthfully, Limitless Takeoff is really tough to core. You do get it on gold, but yo, when I tell you this badge is hard to core, just trust me on that. So we're gonna core Posterizer instead. Now we got Aerial Wizard on gold. I really like this badge. I mean, if you do or not, that is completely up to you, but I love having Aerial Wizard on there. And then Fearless Finisher, we got that on silver. And last but not least, we do have Giant Slayer on bronze. Now, if you want this a little bit higher, because this build, you know, going up against centers or builds like that, it'd be easier to get this badge a little bit higher by adding some extra badges, but you definitely gonna need to add one so you can get Posterizer on silver. Now for the shooting badges, I feel like this build is actually, you know, pretty balanced as far as like the shooting goes, because we do get catch and shoot on gold, we got blinders on silver. Catch and shoot does take a minute to core, but it's easier, way easier than trying to core Limitless Takeoff. And then we got Agent 3s on silver. Now this is like the sweet spot for Agent 3s. If you're not like a heavy shooting build, Agent 3s on silver will do you just fine. Then we got Green Machine on gold, Volume Shooter on Hall of Fame, and then Clutch Shooter on bronze, just because I didn't know where else to put it, man. You could put it in Claymore instead. You can honestly take off all the points in Agent 3s and Tier 2 and put it into Claymore. I feel like as far as like a stationary build, this is probably one of them. Now, time for the playmaking. This build is not made to score. The playmaking on this build is just okay. We do gotta have Vice Grips, Quick First Step on bronze, Needle Threader on bronze as well with a bronze bailout. I mean, this build does have some playmaking badges, but I wouldn't be trying to lean on this build as like the primary playmaker or even a dribbler on the floor at all. And then we got Break Starter on silver as well as Hyperdrive. Now time for the defense. This is where this build goes absolutely crazy, man. We have a gold everything. If you wanted to add a little more to this build just so you can get Rebound Chaser, I mean, I think that would be worth it. But that's to each person. Like, you gotta kind of decide if that badge would be worth it to you. But we do have a gold clamps, gold challenger, and a gold anchor. Now, any three of these are kind of easy to core. I mean, especially if you go on MyCareer, you'll be able to core them a lot faster on Hall of Fame. I mean, for anchor, I would put myself on the big man. Put yourself on the big man and just try to contest the shots. That'll probably be your best bet. Then we do have a gold glove and a gold interceptor, man. I love both of these badges. Still on the ball is probably one of the easier things to do this year just because of how the game actually is itself. But with that being said, it's a lot easier to get on-ball steals with a high steal than it is to play the passing lanes, in my opinion. Because, I mean, the passing lanes, that's just a skill. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't necessarily need a badge for that, but the badge always helps. And then we got Pick Dodger on gold, just in case you want to be like one of those types of locks that guards ball. Now, you can also change this build up to be more of a big man. All you would have to do is start moving around these Tier 2 badges, chase down as opposed to, you know, maybe like a challenger, because challenger doesn't really help you on the interior. So you can switch up the challenger and get chase down runners, take off this, you know, Pick Dodger and put on Rebound Chaser, and then you'll be in there, because this build will probably get put at the power forward position just because of all the stuff it does have. And you know, this build can rebound, and you can get rebound chaser on silver. That is like a game changer. You could probably run this at the 3 and park, and you wouldn't be at much of a disadvantage because this build does have interior defense. Now, that is pretty much it for me on this video. If you have some extra time, go ahead and check out some other videos on the channel. Like up this one, subscribe to the channel, because most of y'all are not, and I need that. I'm trying to get to that 5K pretty soon. But yeah, I'll catch y'all boys in the next one. It's your boy Don, and I'm up out of here. Peace.
Piling paper, got them talking nice to me. Down the bottle, it be going right through me. Brown baby, down to take a flight to me. They think that I'm stunting, but it's slight to me. Piling paper, got them talking nice to me. Guess that's why the